class. I understand that I've been asked to come up here and to give you a class that I've done before for y'all, based on realtor safety. And believe it or not, you might not think that you're a target, but you are a target. We're all targets. We're all targets every single day. But you're also procuring a type of a profession that you could be a prime target because you're an easy target. And what I mean by that is we're seeing the amount of people right now that squatters. How many of y'all dealt with the squatters? Yes. Have any of you came up on squatters in your residence? Pretty scary, isn't it? Sometimes when you just all of a sudden you go, what the heck? How'd they get in here? What are they doing in here? And they think they can go past the law and just do whatever they want to do. Well, that's not the way it works. I'm a very proactive person. And my attitude is if I catch you breaking the law, I'm going to put you in handcuffs, pure and simple and on. Yes, I understand you might have a reason why you did what you did, but that's not for me. That's for the judge to figure that out. My job is to enforce the law. Judges are the ones that rule and make decisions. They're the ones that, tell you either you're going to jail or you're going to prison, you're not. You're guilty, you're not. But my bottom line is I'm here to just give you a few things that can help you get through what you're doing, because every day, like I said, we don't know each day what's going to happen, do we? Each day is just another day. And we ask, like I said, whatever your beliefs are, I just ask the good Lord for me on my side, please abide by and let me know, whatever you got planned for me, prepare me for it. We need to be prepared. Let me ask you guys something. When you get up and you go to do your real estate, and which sounds great, your numbers and all that stuff, I said, holy mackerel, that's great. With the current situation that we're going through right now, and the government being, we're not collecting our paychecks because the government's shut down. We do, well, let me tell you real quick what we do. U.S. Blue Raven Force Protection. We are a private service. We are contracted by multiple agencies, federal, state, and local. What we do is we do security, high risk security. All my guys are Navy SEALs, Rangers, Special Forces, and law enforcement. Tony being recon, Marine recon, and a Navy corpsman and on. My background is I was a traffic accident investigator in the military police, and I investigated all fatalities and serious injuries of U.S. military and U.S. military contractors. If there was a fatality in the Middle East, that was my job. I went out and I investigated the fatality and why they died. And then I had to give a report to the Pentagon. And then I also notified victims, which was one of the horriest days you have to live with. But the bottom line is that our background is my 38 years, his amount of years, he's a seventh grade belt or 7th degree belt.
Seventh degree master.
I'm sorry. By the way, I'll let him. My part is that he's the one that does the physical stuff. I do the administrative stuff, and I love teaching. I love training. But I've been a cop, like I said, for 38 years. We started this. If some of you are military, you understand force protection means everything. Physical security, everything. Threat assessments, whatever needs to be done, we're going to accomplish the goal. And I know you got goals that you need to accomplish too. But all right. So what I'm going to do is I want to introduce Doc. Doc, you want to tell him who you are real quick?
I'm Tony Peñalosa. Doc comes from my time serving with the Marine Corps. I was a grunt corpsman, I was a sniper corpsman, and I was also a recon corpsman. And I taught at SOTG, Special Operations Training Group. I taught mountaineering, and I also taught hand-to-hand. As the director said, I've trained in martial arts since I was 4.5 years old, and I'm gonna be 58 this year.
Doc is where you sent them.
Right.
Now he gave his age. I'm not giving you mine.
Well, they're probably saying he doesn't look that.
Yeah, well.
And I'm telling you, Asian don't raisin. Anyways, so, I was in the medical field for a long time. I'm a paramedic, just like the director is a registered nurse. I was a paramedic. I was trained in combat medicine, and you're saying, how did you get into this industry? Well, it's funny you should ask, because the PTSD got really bad. As the director said, we are combat veterans. And as a corpsman, if people don't know what a corpsman is, it's basically a medic. You're the team doc. And I'm not gonna go into what's happened to me in the past, but I worked in the operating room. I was certified as an OR tech. I was certified as a first assistant. I had my credentials. I was actually doing surgery. And yeah, I just started getting panic attacks. So I had a friend, a really good agent of ours, Agent Wallingford, say, we need help. So here I am. And, I just want to, any veteran here, I just want to say thank you.
Yes.
And anybody here that has been in the military family, I'm gonna say I'm sorry, because if you ask my kids, they'll say, oh my gosh, he ran the house like boot camp. But that I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your service. And thank you for the opportunity to have us come back. Because we had a great time last time. And obviously you had a great time too, because you asked us back. Thank
Well,
you.
we're gonna try to make it that way again. I'm gonna bore you with half of this stuff, but the bottom line, it doesn't make any difference. It's your safety and it's your welfare that comes first. And that's what we want to make sure happens. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a presentation. I'm gonna make it as quick as possible. I'm gonna make you part of my class. I want to ask you questions. And I want you to please join in and help me out. The other thing is I'm gonna show you a couple of videos, and I think the videos are very important. One is from your group that I pulled out, and I pulled it out before, but I got the stats up. And the stats have changed a lot compared to 2017, now 2024. I never realized the stats would go that high with the amount of assaults on realtors. It's just unbelievable. And this is throughout the United States. This is not just here in Georgia. This is the United States. There's no sense for this. There's no sense whatsoever. All you're trying to do is just do your job. But I'm a true believer. He hears me say this all the time. There's three types of people in this world. There's a wolf, there's a sheep, and there's a sheepdog. And I'm a sheepdog. He's darn right a sheepdog. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other sheepdogs. But we also got the individuals who are sheep that like to follow. They just want to follow. And then you got the one that we all need to be concerned about, and that's the wolf. And the wolf is just waiting to make that attack. That's their game plan. And they love to have a good sheep that they can get to and cause major harm or even death. I've seen it in the 38 years that I've been doing this. All right, so on my presentation, thank you, Nick.
The clicker's right there.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, I can do,
Yep.
Yes.
okay. I just gotta remember how to do it. All right. The question is on realtor safety. What would you do if you had a situation that somebody might be stalking you? You find this out, you find out that they're still standing there, they're not wanting to buy a house or anything like that or rent. And there's just standing there and they don't even they didn't even talk to you maybe a couple times and that was it. But they're still standing out there waiting for you. What would you do? How would you handle it? Stalking in the United States is a crime. And they do go to jail for that. But you got to prove it. So if you have an individual who keeps on calls you a couple times and then all of a sudden shows up at your property, they really never showed the true intent. Don't you want to make sure first there's a true intent that they want to purchase a home or rent a home from y'all? Yeah, absolutely. Always remember this. And we learned this in the military. We learned it in law enforcement. Remember, distance is life-saving. Distance is not disrespectful, but safe distance is very important. And we're true believers, being law enforcement, military, and whoever else has been involved. We always keep what we call an arm's distance, 6 feet, okay? You need to keep that distance. I know a lot of your people come up to you and they want to get real close to you and they want to talk to you right on top of you. But you know how quick that man right there can draw a knife and have it on me? And I wouldn't even have time to get to my weapon to draw on him to put him down. The normal range for a knife attacker of an individual with a firearm is 21 feet. I promise you right now, the one that with the knife, and if he's properly trained and like him, and he knows what he's doing, I will not even be able to get to my weapon to draw it on him to fire my first round. It'd be unbelievable. He had already had put gashes into me and on. You've got to remember, distance is very important. Don't get on top of your clients. Keep a little bit of, there's nothing wrong with this right here. There's nothing wrong with this. People don't need to be in your space. Do y'all believe in your space? When you talk about your space, how much is your space? It's completely around you, correct? That's important. You don't want them on top of you. Okay, listen, I love talking to you, but can you do me a favor? Can you just step back a little? Because when you get that close and you're inviting something to happen, and it will happen. It's not everybody goes, oh, it'll never happen, it'll never happen. I promise you, it will happen. You all, have any of y'all been assaulted or ever experienced a situation where somebody tried to attack you or assault you or something like that? Anybody in here?
I got followed at the Costco and had to call the authorities to.
So you had somebody stalking you?
Mhm. Well, actually with my kids.
Okay.
Mhm.
Anybody else?
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was in, was a young adult,
Yes, ma'am.
in the city coming out of a concert with a group of friends, and we were being followed and kind of,
And you know when you're being followed,
Yeah.
don't you?
Mhm.
You know.
100%.
Yeah. And it's not, I'm just gonna blow it off. I'm just gonna let them follow me out to the car. You don't do that. You immediately try to make contact with the security of that building or whatever, or law enforcement if you can find an officer. Because it's nothing to play with. As you notice, what we're dealing with today, a lot of individuals being murdered or assaults being committed, and I don't want to go into murder, let's just say assaults being committed. They're going right to the place of where you live and you reside. And do you all realize how easy it is now? Anybody can run a license plate. Did you all know that? That is public record. It used to be law enforcement was the only one who could do that. That's not the way it works anymore. If I want to run your license plate, I could run your license plate all day. And what's that license plate got on it? All your information. So don't ever think that you can't be touched. Because what we do with high risk security and on, we do backgrounds, histories, all that. And before we even go out and do a job or anything like that, I want to know everything. I send him out to go do a complete threat assessment and or set up the surveillance of where we want our surveillance team set up. Because the guys that I use, I just told you, are ex-military. And what we do is we get contracted by large agencies to go out and set up drones, snipers. What we do, like what happened, and God help him rest his soul, Charlie Kirk, and what, his security team did not do a good job. I'll say it. I don't have a problem with that. We know that we would have had our team out there. We feel we could have done maybe a better job. First of all, drones. Drones are very important this day and age. I don't like AI. We were talking about that coming up here. AI is really getting on my case. I'm old. I'm sorry. I'm an old man. And all this new technology and thank God for her. I don't understand all this tech savvy stuff. And so I thank you. But drones are an important part now, and they need to be flown when we have big events. Situation with Trump and Butler, they didn't fly their drones. They didn't have the proper security. The buildings were not watched. They were not protected. And we do that. We send teams out. We send our people out. All of ours are snipers. They're all, like I said, special forces, rangers. And we go out and we do a complete assessment of everything we do. But anyways, get back to what I was gonna say. But this is very important. Please always keep your distance. Because maybe that one day you might let that individual get right on top of you. And it might be the biggest mistake you made in your life.
Distance equals time.
Go ahead.
Distance
Go ahead, Don.
equals time to react. So it's not even that impolite that if somebody keeps coming towards you, if somebody's coming towards
Hey,
you, just
what's
to
up?
take a step back, excuse me.
No, I want to talk to you,
Yeah,
man.
excuse me.
No, I
sir.
want to talk to
Need to
you.
back up. And when you
What's the problem? What is the problem?
get into this
What is the
position,
problem?
right, there's no problem, sir.
Okay.
The thing is that distance is just taking a step back. being able to position, could you stand up for me? I'm not gonna put you on the ground.
You didn't want to, it's not- I'm a willing participant.
Please don't. Nobody signed a waiver.
You know, like I was teasing them, unless you're the French, but anyways, they get really close to
Yes, they
you.
do.
I know when I went to, when I was deployed and all that, they get really close, very uncomfortable. It's just taking a comfortable step back. Your power, if you're right-handed, your power, you're gonna take that step back with your right leg. Okay, if you're left-handed, obviously this way. Okay, there's telltale signs where their power is whether right or left-handed. It's nothing, just take a step and you're here. Okay, that power is coming here, how about here? Okay, and then you're just comfortably moving around. You know, you don't have to make it like really obvious, but just, you know, kind of, you can position yourself. When somebody, let's say you're showing two people, right? Make sure you're not the sandwich. Make sure you're not the meat of the sandwich. If you have, come here, please. Thank you. What's your name?
Lois.
Lois, and what's your name?
I'm Brittany.
Brittany. Lois and Brittany. If I find myself in this situation, it's just a matter of just stepping back. See, this way, and now I've got an eye line on both of them. You never want anybody to your back, because unless you have eyes back there, you're not gonna see what they're doing. Or just take a step this way, and now I have an eye line on both of them. Okay? And you don't have to make it uncomfortable. It's just little shifts. Now, the thing is, thank you, Brittany. Thank you, Lois.
We should have brought Superman with those names.
You know, it's funny. We just got off a movie shoot.
We just did a shoot.
I was actually executive protection for Dean Cain.
Yeah.
So I was his bodyguard.
We did all
Great
their
guy.
security for the production studio.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's an awesome
He's
guy.
an awesome guy.
But the thing is just situational awareness. And this 6-foot thing is gonna create the time for you to react, because they still have to step towards you. If somebody came at me that aggressive, I literally.
What's going on?
Literally put them on the
What,
ground.
what is your problem,
There's
man?
different. Get off me. Get off me. There's different pressure points in the body to where you can but hopefully people aren't coming at you like that. 'Cause I guarantee you, if somebody came at me like that, he'd be on the ground. But, you know, I just,
I'd like to see that.
you know.
But I think we got over. You have a better unit standing by with a cardiac defibrillator? So, that's the key right there.
We'll go over that later.
You always gotta,
You literally have thousands of pressure points on your body.
Yeah, that one got me. Always be prepared for the unknown. You gotta be prepared for the unknown. The unknown's gonna be right there in front of you. Your surrounding area, the time. Do y'all set up times with your clients that they're gonna meet and come out and greet you and all? When do you do it? You don't meet at nighttime, do you? No. Or do you? I'm seeing faces here and I'm looking at some, yes, they are. They're meeting at night. It's not really strongly recommended, but if you have to, I mean, you do it, but you always make sure, maybe bring another family member, maybe bring another realtor and on. You just don't want to do that at nighttime and going by yourself. Now, some of the guys back here are pretty big. Some of the girls in here, I can tell you right now, they can handle themselves, not with that pressure point he put on me, but they can handle themselves. Lighting, you got to make sure when you come up to your residence that you're going to be selling and all that, or renting, that you have plenty of lighting. Don't ever go into a dark area. Don't ever. How many of y'all arrive on the scene? Have any of you walked behind and walked down an alley when it's completely dark? Just raise your hand, yes or no? Yeah, because we don't think about it, do we? We just do it. That's just a normal habit. It's a natural habit. We go where we believe. What's that?
It's never comfortable.
It's never comfortable. And you probably had the prospect of thinking, wow, I'm walking down an alley, it's dark.
I was definitely.
I'm waiting for the guy to come around the dumpster.
This
What's
is kind of stupid, but you do it anyway, because you got something to
But-
do, right?
You know why? When God, or whatever your belief is, when the good Lord or whoever you believe created us And that's an instinct that we just have. We do stupid things sometimes. We don't think. We tell our kids that all the time. Like, the same as what our parents, tell us, you don't think. You gotta think. And we act, as humans, we act on just moving quickly and doing things because we just want to get it done. We just want to finish it and on. And I know sometimes you guys are, if you're doing it at nighttime and on, you're tired. You've been working all day, trying to pound this out, sell a beautiful $3.5 million home and on, and you aren't losing that sale. There ain't no no darn way you're losing that sale and on. So I get it. I understand that. You want to check your exterior. When I tell realtors all the time, when we did this last time, before you arrive on the scene, what does it hurt to make you just do a drive around? Just drive around. Drive around, look at what's around, what you're seeing, and then find your place to park. Then find out where, it's a good place to, don't go into heavy areas like where it's poor landscaping, where the bushes are growing up around. I know you guys got a lot of houses. I've seen some that have got trees standing up in front of the windows and on. It's a perfect place to hide. It's a perfect place to make an attack. And I'm going to talk that way because that's what I have seen in 38 years of law enforcement. When I worked for Stone Mountain PD, I hate any from DeKalb County before I ruin myself. I hate DeKalb County. I worked for Stone Mountain for 4 years. I responded to at least 4 armed robberies every 8 hours, and I got so sick of it. That's a bad area. But maybe it's gonna change. Maybe things are gonna start changing. Maybe things are gonna get better. And all, because it's actually a beautiful county. There's good people there. They got good hearts. Stone Mountain, I remember when Stone Mountain used to be a place the village was a place I used to love, go shopping, do everything with my ex. And we used to do those things, but I won't do that now. It's just a different story. It's a different pattern. Memorial Avenue, no, thank you. No, thank you. But think about that. Think about your landscaping. Think about making that circle around. Checking I say the words, so you're going, what the hell is he saying? Perimeter. Check completely around your entire perimeter. And then make that decision if you want to go in. Night meeting? My answer to that is no, but I'm not you. You got to make that decision. You might have that $3.5 million sale. And again, not one of you is going to walk away from a $3.5 million sale and not meet them, correct? Am I right? So just bring somebody, bring a family member, have them stand by, Always, how many of y'all have GPS locators in your phones? Good. Good, I'm proud of you. Because you know why? You need to have that when you're doing this type of, the work that you're doing. You need to be known where you're at, where they can find you, or anybody else or your family members can find you on a heartbeat. I'm gonna show you a film here in just a minute. Not now. I know you were getting ready. Not now. But I'm gonna show you some films later on. And you're gonna see one man that thought everything was good. And again, I got that through the National Association of Realtors. Where else is a better place to find it? They did a great video on it. All right. Can you name a few of things that you might want to be prepared for the unknown? What are some other things you can come up with?
Don't go into a room in front of them.
Yes. Yes.
They go first and you stand at the door.
Absolutely.
Well, even the same with parking your car in the driveway, right? Like she shouldn't pull in and then them come pull in behind.
Never ever let them pull in behind you like that and block you in. Never.
Maybe just park on the street.
Because you just put yourself in a position for a carjacking, walk up to you, and they get what they want and they take off.
If they're early.
What's that?
If they're earlier than them.
Get there earlier than them. That's a good one.
I want to add something.
Yes, ma'am.
The biggest thing is stay off your phone. Like when you guys are getting out of the car or getting in your car, stay off your phone. I have been approached, I don't know, probably half a dozen times in the last 20 years in a parking lot, walking to my car and getting in my car, and somebody walked up behind me because I was on my phone, not paying attention, and it startled me. And they were just like, hey, can I have your buggy? Or it was like completely innocent, but it makes you just really aware of, holy cow, I was not paying attention. That could have been very different.
That's very important because staying off that phone is important
Mhm.
because don't any of you lie to me, okay? I'm not a cop right now. I'm just asking a question. I know you still do it.
Text and drive.
How many of you text and drive still? I'm guilty. And I'm a cop.
I took them a while.
And I am guilty as sin. If I get pulled over, I'm gonna tell the officer, just write the citation, because I ain't gonna fight or anything, just write it. I'll pay it.
We had somebody in this office, sorry to cut you off, in this office 2 or 3 weeks ago that was sitting at a red light and they were so distracted at the red light texting. The cop was right next to him and he leans up and looks over and she turns around and he looks at her and she's like, had to pull over and got a ticket for texting around because she was so oblivious that cop was sitting right next to her and he's just watching her text, sitting in her car, driving her car. Yeah. Yeah.
Situational awareness.
There you go. Lack thereof, yeah. Know your surroundings.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
That's really important, situational awareness and all. And that's really important because you're absolutely right. That's what I was trying to come up to. You're sitting there texting on your phone or talking on your phone, what he said earlier. And they walk right up on you and you're going, what the hell, where did you come from? And all. You just lost your moment. Your moment's gone. They just received it. They've got it. Now they're gonna do what they wanna do. You don't have the opportunity to come back. Now Doc will, later on, maybe he might show you some things you could do for that, but, yes, sir.
If we have time.
I want to say this because I want everybody to hear it.
Yes, sir.
I don't text and drive. I fortunately have a car that everything is audio. I can do everything without touching anything. But my sons, one of my son's very good friends in high school at 18 years old was texting and driving, hit a guy on a motorcycle, killed him, and went through hell with the legal ramifications of it. But it also, she's now 30 and it has literally ruined her life. So when I say this, I say it with the heart of what she did was so damaging to not only her family, but the family of the young man that she killed, that it has literally shattered 2 entire families. It ain't freaking worth it.
And
If you gotta pull over in a parking lot, do it that way, but you know,
It's so true.
Teresa will tell you that she got in a wreck when she was texting and driving one time. She came into the parking lot here and Teresa Smith and
She's
remember that? Remember that?
totaled 2 cars.
Total two
From
cars.
texting.
Okay, so it just takes the one time to screw it up. So anyway,
No,
That's the
I'm
reason that
glad,
I
and
don't-
that's what this class is about, for you all to come up and tell me things too, because we learn from it too. That's one thing about life I love. We all learn from each other, and you know, even as being an instructor, yes, I'm the talker, but I'm a true believer. I would prefer to be the listener, because I have learned through I'm not gonna tell you my age, but through my years, you know, I have learned that being a listener, I have picked up all these, one little thing, it's the same thing, because we do extradition too, I don't know if you know that or not, but we transport prisoners. And we transport the worst of the worst, cartel, everything, murders, rapists, everything. And actually, I've got one I'm gonna go pick up on Thursday, to a husband and wife that armed robber suspects that robbed a few people.
Ronnie and Clem.
Yeah, I'm picking them up Thursday. But the bottom line is that they'll sit in the back of that vehicle, we'll be transporting. I've told him this before. This is a way, and I'm not trying to, again, be disrespectful, but they'll be talking, they'll be jabbering away. And I have learned that I will only pick up maybe 25% of what they're telling me is true. The rest of it's complete BS. And I know that. And it's the same thing I tell him all the time when we ride together and we go pick somebody up. I'll tell him, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, an hour before we get away, or an hour before we get to that jail, they're gonna come unglued. They're gonna start talking about crazy things, and am I right? That's when we know that they're gonna try to make an attempt to escape. You know, and yes, we've had people, actually, you've had one try to stick a device in the back of me, and he caught it. That this guy, he got the shackles off, we don't know how he did it. But he took them off and he got a piece of the van, what was it, the seat? It was a bar about that big and it was like a piece of metal. And he told us, I got him to confess, he was gonna ram that through the back of the seat into my back to get him to respond and act, and then hold me like with it in my back, where he could get him to make him do whatever he wanted. But he's sitting in a federal prison right now, because everything we do when we transport prisoners is federal. It's not state or local. We have federal authority when we're transporting prisoners. All right, safety first, correct? Everything, safety, safety, safety. And I know everybody go, oh God, am I in an OSHA class? No, you're in a class for your safety. All right, so attacks do happen, don't they? Attacks on real estate agents are occurring every day. Don't you become the statistic. That's why we're here. Even if you're bored stiffless of this class, just remember the one thing, if you get one thing out of this class, don't be the statistic. From outward appearances, real estate agents seem to have a safe job. I used to believe that. I did, even as a cop. But you think I really believe that now with the amount of squatters and the amount of our laws were so messed up? We go in, when Tony and I go in and our team goes in and we're asked by an agency or a real estate agency to go and get squatters out, that's what this man and I do. And believe it or not, we know the law and we know exactly how far we can take it, but I can promise you this, they're coming out of that house and you're gonna get your house back. We haven't failed yet, have we?
No, sir.
You don't have to work with dangerous machinery, climb trees, or telephone poles. You don't deal with hazard chemicals or dive deep into the ocean. And you certainly don't have to deal with criminals or an unhinged people. Is that true? Now, did I hit a sore spot? You do deal with unhinged people, don't you? And you do get them saying, you know what, you told me this house was gonna sell for this price, and now you just told me the price changed. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm just bringing it as an example. Then they do become unhinged, they do get upset, right? Then you gotta handle the situation. We have a true word that you all probably heard, but in law enforcement use it, and we use it for force protection. We like to de-escalate the situation. And there's a simple way, I love doing this, and he knows I'm pretty good at it. When I'm talking to anybody that I'm getting ready to possibly arrest or anything like that, I know how to de-escalate the situation. And what I do is when they're talking up here, I talk way down here. And let me tell you something, that irritates people more than anything in the world, but the fact it gets a point across that we don't have to go that far. And we don't have to do any crazy things that we might have to end up doing. Yes, sir.
With the laws the way they are, how do you, when you say they are coming out of the house, you know, you see, there's stuff on media, there's something on 60 Minutes. How do you say they are coming out of the house with the laws the way they are? I mean, is
Well,
there
they
a way to
did
skirt around.
Georgia did change the laws,
Uh-huh.
and the laws are good for you now. They're good for all of us, for squatters. The way it works is that what we do is we go in there and we tell them, look, you're coming out, you're gonna be criminal trespass warned. And once we deliver that criminal trespass warning per whoever hires us to do it, we warned you. Now, the next thing is you're coming out and we're gonna have law enforcement standing by, and that's what the new law says. We have to give them warning. Once we give them warning, it's done. It's no different on your private property. If you guys tell somebody, I got a sign, or you don't even have to have a sign up, but if you tell somebody, I don't want you on my property, do not criminal trespass. What have you just done? The law says you must adhere and give them a warning. If I put no trespass signs on my fence around my property, did I not give them a warning?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that a recent?
That just changed,
Newer-
Kemp changed that, what, a couple of years ago?
Okay, so
Yeah,
kind of recent.
yeah, read up on this, the new laws over squatters.
Okay.
Please read up on that. I strongly recommend it. But we've had no issues because like I said, we give the warning. Once we abide the warning, next thing is they're coming out. And you don't have to use force to do it. We never
seldom
have
ever-
used force,
seldom
never, ever.
We call it in the industry verbal jujitsu.
Yes, thank you. Even though I don't know what he's talking about. No, I'm just joking.
You taught it to me.
All right. Sadly, despite the outward appearances, real estate agents face significant danger at work. You don't think of that, do you? You don't think that you're not in a situation to be a real estate agent and face danger, but you are. You are. You can become a target. And I'm not talking about putting the target from the store on your back. That's not the target I'm looking at. The target I'm looking at is what statistics are saying is currently happening in the United States. You have become a target. So in fact, according to US Department of Labor and Statistics, 48 real estate professionals died while on the job, although it's uncertain how many of these incidents resulted from workplace violence versus other type of injuries. That's the other thing too. You work right here in the office, correct? And you guys have your own offices, right? So are you not ever concerned about workplace violence or somebody that you have tried to sell a house to before, they got upset and they're gonna come into your facility and start raising ruckus? And maybe a weapon? How many of you are prepared for that? Let me ask you
Can I-
this.
Sorry, can I add one thing? to
Yes,
that?
ma'am.
So we had a situation last year, most of you probably don't know this, but now with social media, we had an individual who flew across the United States to come see an agent here who thought this is where her office was,
Oh, my goodness.
uninvited. So we had to call the Gwinnett County Police and they had to sit on the street down there for, off and on for 2 weeks to make sure they didn't come back. Because she had never met this person, they had never communicated online. He basically stalked her, through social media and flew here to try to reach her. So it happens, just know there are crazy people out there, and just because you might not know they're out there communicating with you, people are watching everything that you're doing. And so, yeah, I might be a little paranoid, but
No,
I just
there's
want
no,
everybody to be safe.
there's no such thing as paranoid.
Yeah.
I mean, we're humans.
It just happens. So don't think it can't happen to you, because luckily her office isn't here. And when we told him that, he was very upset. That's why the police got involved. And so
Let me ask y'all something, and please be honest. How many of y'all carry weapons? Please, I'm hoping to see a whole bunch of hands. Second Amendment,
Money is
please.
a weapon.
When I say a weapon, do any of y'all carry firearms?
Oh, firearms.
Do you have a firearm permit?
Man,
What's that, sir? You should carry it.
I would shoot somebody.
You should carry it.
house.
There's no gun needed anymore, is there?
But I've got a solution for you. There's not. Have any of y'all heard of less lethal force? Of course we have, right? Less lethal. Have you ever heard of a device called a Byrna? What's your opinion about the Byrna?
It's cool. What's his name? The news guy was talking about, that's how I
Yes.
heard about him.
Sean Hannity and
Yeah, I mean.
a couple of the other ones, Larry King.
I'd rather have a gun,
Okay.
you know, but, I mean, there's, if you're afraid of a gun, then absolutely.
And that's where I'm going with this, exactly, because somebody just said a minute ago, they have a firearm, but they don't carry it.
Every house I should.
If you are that worried about liability, I'm telling you right now, there is another way, if that's something that bothers you, and that is the Byrna. And I'm not promoting, I'm just saying it's a good device. We use that. That's the device right there. That is a 68 caliber round. You want to show that? It's not a firearm. The ATF has said it is not a firearm. You can take this through the airport and on. It has what we call, kinetic rounds. And it's a round that will go through a windshield of a car, but it will knock somebody flat on their butt when it hits them.
Is it a beanbag?
It's not a beanbag. It's
I'm gonna
a
pass these.
68 caliber kinetic round. He'll show it. And then there's other rounds that come with it. They're called pepper mace rounds.
Pepper mace, and then you have tear gas.
So don't squeeze them.
You will clear this room.
Right. It's not,
Now, this right here is, and we've both been shot by
I
that.
had to I'm an instructor for law
you want to
enforcement.
know, yeah.
It really hurts.
I got shot 7 times and I will never forget that.
And it's the, yeah.
This is like a third version of
And
paint.
this is the hard.
Pass it around.
So Doc, what's the one you're holding?
This burn is an SD.
No, I mean that
No,
white.
the round you just
Right.
passed. That's a kinetic.
That's a kinetic round. Here, let me pass
It
it.
doesn't go into a magazine in the.
Yes, I'm
Just like a
gonna
regular firearm.
show that right now.
Connect means contact, direct contact. So like if I want to, law enforcement, we use it now and it's become very popular. We use it when we're after an individual and they barricade themselves in the car, we'll pop around through the windshield. And it'll go in the windshield. As soon as we deliver that round to the windshield cracks, We fire a second round, it's a pepper mace round. And how many of y'all been hit by mace?
I carry.
No mace? How many of y'all been hit by pepper spray? Okay, all right. Can you remember the experience?
Yes, vividly. I think I lost all the snot and tears out of my eyes for like at least half an hour.
You should always call 911. Yes, ma'am.
Make sure that everybody in this room is familiar with the platform forewarn. Because if we can avoid getting ourselves into a situation, a front forewarn is allows real estate agents to search the person that they're potentially meeting with.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know that, come see me.
No, ma'am, I like talking about that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's actually safer.
But anyways, that device is not a firearm. The ATF has said it's not a firearm. All of our agents, all of my staff carries a Byrna. And you were saying, you know, the between life and death, well, but there's three things you must have before you can shoot a real firearm. It's ability, jeopardy, and opportunity. If one of those things don't exist, you can't fire that weapon. Because if you do, you're gonna end up being charged with a homicide. And I know that being a cop and being involved in 3 shootings, and I know what happens to your record, I know what happens to your life. And you are, everybody here doesn't understand this. When a law enforcement officer is involved in a shooting and they take somebody out, they are immediately charged with a homicide. They're charged with murder. And murder is on their record for the rest of their life, even though it says no bill. Y'all understand how the jury works? A grand jury says true bill or no bill. And if you get a no bill, you're not in prison. But if you get a true bill, plan on going, but a no bill means they saw that the incident, the shooting was good. It wasn't a bad shooting. And I don't mean good. I should never say that. It was justice.
But it's still on your record.
With that, those requirements don't apply.
No,
Okay,
That's not.
because that's not a firearm.
okay.
All that device does is it holds your individual down and gets you away from the situation.
Okay.
I understand where he's coming from. I get it. But the problem is right now with
Yeah.
everything currently going on in this frigging country and everything's about sue, liability. But I'm telling you right now, your life always comes before anything of liability. Well, I really don't want to get into it, but when I was involved in my first shooting
Share your video.
Huh?
Share your video.
my video. Yeah.
You were like debating with yourself whether you want to tell the story or
Oh,
not. I was
yeah.
like, okay, you can.
But anyways, my shooting and all that stuff, we did what we had to do. And we were charged with a crime. I had the news media all over my house, probably almost ruined my marriage. Because that's the way it works. That's the way it goes down. But I didn't know if you knew that or not. When an officer is involved in a shooting, you're done. You're basically, your life's messed up. So, all right, let's show this video. Yes.
Need a license or something?
No.
This one, no, not that one. Right there.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people carry self-defense mechanisms or spray, if you will.
Oh, yes.
Or even guns,
Yes.
but they're always in the car.
Shooting experience.
You know, they're always in the car. I mean, I've got one. I'd have to look in my truck, but I know there's one in there. But how am I supposed to get to it if I'm over here?
Exactly. That's, I have done work with the Forsyth County, police, and one of the deputies told me, he said, what you need to understand is if you're gonna carry a gun, carry the gun. Because when that situation happens, it's almost always against taking in Las Vegas. You are not going to get in your car and go get your gun in the middle of the.
Let me just say this.
No, not
No.
that.
If you're gonna carry a gun, you get training, get an instructor. I mean, we're both he's NRA. And they'll get you zeroed in. It makes absolutely no sense to buy a firearm, keep it in the box, or never take it out and never shoot
Yeah,
it.
just go ahead.
You are
We'll show
going
the
to
action
get,
here, because I know we got.
you are going to get
Just action.
the most weapon if you put at least 2 to 3 bricks through it. Talking like 50 rounds or even 100 rounds. You gotta get comfortable with your weapon, because I'm telling you, if you have a gun and you pull it out, you're not willing to take a life.
What if we go back to the way you said?
Why are you carrying it? Because what's gonna happen, what is gonna happen is they're gonna take that gun away from you and they're gonna use it against you. So please, if you're gonna get a gun, please get training.
That's not a link.
Go to the range.
I sent
Get
them.
familiar with that pistol.
Those links.
You know, do your research. Whether it's a SIG, whether it's a Glock, whether it's a Beretta,
Yeah, that's.
those work for me, but they
Okay,
might not work for
yeah,
Brittany.
let's play that.
Go out there, research, you know, find out what is gonna work for you, your hand size. You know, what a 1911 may not, that might not be your pistol.
Member safety is a matter of your life or your death.
I never in my wildest dreams thought I'd be in a situation to where I would have a 9mm held to my head.
It was a day like any other when James Olson, an agent with more than 35 years' experience, set out to meet a blind lead at a vacant property. Something he had done countless times before.
I was actually with my wife on the way to an appointment. I had never met this person, and she was sitting on the front porch waiting for me, and I just told my wife to wait in the car. We walked through the living room, the dining room, and the kitchen. Now, I've been in this property a number of times, and it just seemed odd to me that all the doors were closed. So I went to grab the bedroom door, and out came a masked gunman holding a 9mm to my head. He was all dressed in black like a ninja. He had a hoodie on, sunglasses, face mask, black gloves, black everything. Within a couple seconds, another guy dressed the same held a 9mm up against the side of my head. I had my hands up in the air, and he said, "Get down to the floor." So I took his gun, and he hit me in the back of the head. I went falling to my knees. Blood was flowing in my eyes. They're asking me where the money is, and I told them I didn't have any, so they rifled my pockets and pulled my pants down and socks and shoes off, and they wound up making away with my wedding ring, my wallet, and my iPhone. And he came back to me and said, "Give us 10 minutes or we're coming back here and killing you." These guys are out there, and if they attack me, more than likely they're going to be going after somebody else. This was a predatory assault. They didn't just randomly pick me, they stalked me.
Jim Olson was surveilled and targeted based on his job as collecting rents as a property manager. They knew what day to lure him into the property that was vacant so he could be robbed at gunpoint. Studies have shown that agent male victims were attacked 30% of the time. And we know with Jim Olson, and he's a big burly man, infantry soldier, never was in fear that something could happen, and he was a victim of a violent robbery. And now, listen to his story, he changes the way he does business. He arrives at a home much earlier than the appointment time and does a circumference of the house to see if there's anything out of place or if there's any broken windows or forced entry.
Kitty Wallace, a managing broker with almost 20 years' experience, has faced off with numerous predators.
One of my most recent experiences was from a gentleman who wanted to see a home. I have a practice that I have them meet me at the office for the first time. This particular gentleman didn't want to meet me at the office, so that did put a red flag up for me.
Working in a rural area with limited cell phone reception, Kitty remained steadfast in her safety protocols, but the caller had a plan of his own.
He was very insistent, And it was, can you meet me there in an hour? And I said, no, unfortunately, I can schedule an appointment with you. We can sit down and see what your needs are. No, I want to see this house. And he said, okay, then meet me in 2 hours. He just kind of kept moving the time frame for me. And when that escalated and he wouldn't meet me, he ended up calling my office. He was swearing at me saying that, that's my job. I need to meet him here. What is my seller going to do when he finds out I won't show him this property, etc. And I just didn't let myself get bullied. I really stood my ground and didn't meet with him at all. I've always kind of just accepted it's part of the job, and that's really not okay. So I reported it to my local association, and they sent an email blast to all the agents. 2 other agents reached out to me, and they had also been approached by this gentleman. Maybe I prevented something bad happening not only to myself, but maybe somebody else as well. I do believe that the intent of some clients is not to buy a house. The intent is to see what they could do if they got me a loan.
Jim and Kitty's harrowing stories display the 2 types of predatory motives: profit and power and control.
There is a misconception that crimes against agents are random opportunistic street crime, and in fact, they're of predatory nature. And by understanding predatory behavior and learning that you can remove weakness, subservience, and vulnerability out of your daily practice, you'll be able to keep yourself safe.
I think realtor safety is one of the most important things that any realtor can learn about.
The goal of the Realtor Safety Program is to reduce the number of incidents in our industry so this way you can come home to your family every night. You deserve it and they deserve it.
I think having these protocols in place is definitely the key to saving my life. 99.9% of the time, our job is amazing. It's that 0.01% that's not worth my life.
I handed everybody, this nice young lady made a copy for everybody for safety tips. Please keep those with you. Make sure you read every single one of them. Go back real quick and we're gonna finish this up.
You guys want to learn a couple of self-defense?
We're not gonna have time today, Tony.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, guys.
The answer is yes, but we'll do it another. I'd love to
If we
see.
had time.
I tell you what, I'll give you 3 great self-defense techniques. It'll only take a couple of seconds. They're very easy.
So,
What slide are you looking for?
that's it right there. And I already talked to you about this. Make sure you have smartphones, Androids, whatever. Just make sure you have a GPS locator in. Make sure you let your family know what you're doing, where you're going, or one of the realtors not. Let's see. Another common safe precaution is notifying a family friend or spouse before doing a show or opening house where they use an app or a notification procedure. Women overall were much more likely to protect themselves, and when the ways that men were 56% for women versus 35% for men. All right. Can an attack occur at your office? Absolutely. And also too, always be concerned. I wanted to show you a video, but we don't have time. It's an active shooter. Remember, there's individuals out there that have warrants, and they might just come up there wanting to talk to you about property, and they got other motives than just that, but they've got active warrants. Mentally ill, you're gonna have individuals walking up to you and just talking out of nowhere. And God help them. I mean, praise their or watch their soul. But they have issues and they can cause injury or harm to you. A disgruntled person, we already talked about, y'all have had disgruntled. And then I'm sure you guys can name more, but we're really tied for a crunch level here on the time.
What is our time?
We have to be out of 12, we're past. More tips being handed out. I already handed them. Inclusion, we pray that you enjoyed the presentation. Please ask about our services. We offer not breaking the pocketbook, but not giving but giving you that mind of safety. Any questions, contact us. We enjoyed being here with y'all. We wish you the very best. We pray you have a great holidays and make more all that money. Sell those houses.
Sarah, can you send that slide out?
Sure.
That last slide.
Yeah, I know we're over. If you want to show like 1 or 2, because I know y'all want to see some of that, like, yeah, is everybody
Very good.
everybody good at seeing it? Okay, all right, because I've seen them before and it's really cool.
Yes, you have.
So, and I do think it's important, especially
Thank
for
you, guys.
female. Yeah.
Could you assist Mr. Richard Nicker? Here. I promise, I'm not
Last year.
I come in peace.
For Andrew Bailey did it last year. Oh, yeah.
Daryl, let me get this out.
So basically. Okay. Daryl's like, all right, you're gonna be grabbed, okay? Or you're gonna be grabbed.
Yeah, make sure you have a cord.
Yes. In case Daryl wants to sue me later.
Yeah.
But anyways, assault, security. But from here, you have to always remember the weakest part of this grip is what? The thumb, right? The thumb. So it doesn't matter. And I picked Daryl because he, look at these guns. He brought the gun show to the office today. So he's gonna grip as hard as he can. And I'm gonna show you, it doesn't take anything to break that grip.
Let me try.
Oh, Daryl.
Yeah.
All right, so from here, grip tight, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And if you wanna add insult to injury, you got your joint, but just get away. Now, when he grabs you, you feel uncomfortable. What's gonna really increase the success of this is to take a step up. Come on, Daryl. Hold my hand. Okay, so from here, you take a step back. What's happened to Daryl? He's off balance. Now, very easy. Now, let's say you're a female, and I'm not trying to say females are weaker. I'm not saying.
You better not.
But yeah, you better not. But what you can do is you can hold your fist just like this. You can grab and you can get away. All right? Just very simple. The weakest part of a grip is where? Weakest part of grip is where?
The thumb.
The thumb. You go against the thumb. Now pressure points. I hit one on the
A little while, only lasts for a while. So it can be
But
many
the thing is, and this is very effective, you don't have to have big arms, you don't have to have anything, because, muscles, but you can't hide points in a body.
Goodness.
And I'm barely pushing, right there, I'm barely pushing, and I don't wanna hurt Daryl.
He's like, what is happening right now?
But the thing is you've got a point here. You've got a point here. Now, some people will push down. That's not the way to do it. So you gotta push upward. That's what, and he'll start to tear, if I did it hard, he'll start to tear up. There. Well, hold on, Brittany, come up here. People can believe a karate man can do this.
God, why did I get everybody to sign away?
What I want, go ahead. I want you to make a fist, grab, step back, and pull. There you go. And one motion. Let's do that again. Don't be shy, Daryl. God, the thing is, no hips, no power. You've got to put a hip into it. It's got to be one motion. All right, Brittany, I want you to press that pressure. I want you to put that nail. There's nothing wrong with having nails, guys.
They're short.
Okay, you're gonna take that nail and you're gonna press it right here.
Daryl though.
Yeah, go ahead. Do you feel that? Yeah, he's not. No. Okay, I want you to take that same finger and I want you to press right there, straight up. Exactly. It doesn't take much, guys. Daryl, thank you, sir.
Good job.
Love you.
Love you, Daryl.
Look at Daryl. Awesome.
Thank you, ma'am, appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for being here.
That number that's not my email address, okay?
Okay.
It's
No,
not.
I'm just joking, no, I'm joking. I felt Daryl might be talking to his attorney.
All right, Charlie, your turn. Come on up. Come on up. You're lunch man today.
much, man. I'm not gonna take up hardly any of y'all's time. Thank y'all for what y'all just talked about. I'm not a real estate agent, but even in my bond, I had a contractor Thursday getting up in my face and all that. It's very real in my industry also as well, so great presentation.
Thank you.
My name is Ben McBride with Richland Septic. We're based here out of Buford. We do pumping, we do inspections of probably the two